what's up everyone? How are you all doing today? My name is Jorge Luis Quintero and welcome to episode 2 of the podcast. Now my two very special guests today are none other than my two brothers, Valentin Quintero and Hector Quintero. And before I introduce them to you guys, I just want to give you guys a warning. There's no warnings here in this podcast, there's no filters. My brothers are something else, but that's what makes us very close with each other. You know, apparently on paper we are half brothers, but the way we treat each other, we're very loving brothers. We love each other and we're more than half brothers, we're real brothers. So let's introduce them, guys. Valentin Quintero.
Hey, what's going on everybody? Just here for the first podcast. Really happy to be here, helping out my brother. Gonna hit up some topics, ready for these questions. I'm excited to be here, man, and help you out with this.
Thank you.
Yours truly, the other half. My name is Dr. Quintero, as he introduced me, your accountant. Glad to be here, and let's see what kind of questions you have for us.
Absolutely.
And what the fuck was the first episode? I thought this was the first one.
Oh my god, this is the intro. Well, last episode was the introduction, but I consider this episode 2 because introduction people need to know what the podcast is about. So that was episode 1.
All right.
This is episode 2. Now, you know, let's do a cheers real quick for this podcast. A cheers.
There you go. Here's drinks.
Cheers. Old fashioned by my brother.
Oh yeah,
very
made this.
delicious.
Pretty good. Tell me what you think.
Tastes like shit.
Just kidding. No, it's very good.
You know shit.
Well, I mean, the last time
I know you would know shit.
The last time I drank whiskey with you guys was we celebrated Hector's birthday. It was on that Sunday, and you threw up a shitload, man. Every single time. I just don't get it. Why do you throw up all the time?
I don't know, fuckers. It just happened. It's a puke and rally for me. That's how I learned.
Define a puke and rally.
You fucking throw up, dumbass, and you keep drinking.
No, but that was a good time, man. It was some good whiskey. Well, one of the first questions I wanted to ask you guys is, you know, people say we're half brothers, step brothers, whatever you want to call it, but how is it that we've gotten along so well?
I think all of it has to do with our upbringing. It's a little different. We live in a border town, so we have the whole Hispanic thing. Everybody here in El Paso is, 95 to 98% Hispanic, and so there's that. But in reality, for us, it's a little different because we don't just have Mexican parents. Our dad's Colombian, and the upbringing with him just it brings us a little bit closer together. Not that the Mexican culture doesn't, because it definitely does. But on our dad's end, family is really close. So people will call us half because we have different moms, and that's just like their way of saying it. But we've never felt that way. I never have. I feel like we've always been super close, and partially because our parents, no matter what, brought us up that way. So I've never seen it, never heard it, never even said it. I've never said that we're half.
Different vagina, but same dick.
Oh,
That's what it was. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know what it was is I think growing up, having the combination of like the parents and everything, the Colombian, the Mexican, having all that adds to it. But I think the thing is that we all had common ground, whether it was soccer or like fucking your asshole power bonged me into the fucking bed and fucking give me a black eye with my knee at my face. But I was always looking forward to like the WrestleManias on Sundays, because we would go to school and then fucking we could play soccer and then we watch wrestling and then, I was fortunate. I'm blessed because I have good taste in music because of you, and then taste in movies because rap sucks nowadays. All you hear is like the fucking gibberish. It's like fucking dad speaking on records.
how does dad speaking?
I just don't understand that shit sometimes.
We gotta mimic him. You guys are pretty intense when it comes to going off on dad, but it's funny because we probably respect him the most. He's a really funny guy though. He's super hilarious. I don't know, but the bonds were cool. I know that for me the big difference was the age gap. I had to wait to be able to hang out with you guys, and I always told myself when I was married before, I'm like, I can't wait. Dick. Anyway, yes, I got divorced. Fucking piece of shit. Anyway, the good thing that came out of it was that actually years later we get to hang out. 10-year difference, 7-year difference. Once you guys hit 21, 23, we're hanging out and we can go out to places, do the same things. And it was different growing up because you guys get to be close in age, so it was cool to have that competition. But I had to wait, so I didn't get to have that experience with you guys. But with my sister, it was different because all three boys is different than hanging out with your sister.
I hate to say this because, like, in a way, it's kind of like a selfish way, a part of me, and it's kind of fucked up. But like, when you got divorced, I felt like it was meant to happen because when you were with your wife, I understand, you have your wife and a family to like take care of. You were never around, and we never hung out a lot. And then now when you got divorced, I'm 21. Hector's 24. How old are you?
Bitch, I'm fucking 27.
No, I'm saying when I was 21.
No, when I got divorced, you fucking.
Oh yeah, like 25,
skills
24.
Awesome.
Yeah, 24. Yeah, obviously I'm not 21, but no. We spent a lot of times, a lot of good times, and as selfish as it is, I feel like you were meant to have this divorce in a way, as messed up as it sounds.
Nah, I think you're absolutely right. My dad kind of had the same comment in the sense of not that he was happy about it, of course. He actually tried to not let it happen. But we do what we got to do and make the choices we make to go on with life. And part of it for me was that's one of the reasons I left. I was not having that family feeling anymore, and I wasn't close to mine. And one great thing that came out of it was that we get to hang out more. But like the relationships are so different because maturity and the things that we can do at an older age, it's nicer than when we're teenagers. It's a big difference. But now, I get examples from you guys, you get examples from me, it's great. Except, my brother being my fucking accountant can't fucking manage his fucking money, so I don't know how he helps me out, but I still love him for it.
I have a quick question. So, when did you move out?
Of what?
Out of your home? Out of home? With pops and mom?
Oh, how old was I when I left?
Yeah.
I was 21.
What's your excuse?
Hey, dude, it's a fucking... Life's a marathon, not a fucking sprint, alright? And two, I'm moving out, but this whole COVID shit fucked everything up. So eat a dick on that one. And dude, there's nothing wrong with living at your roommate's place. You guys have it all wrong, dude. Free fucking rent. Got Lupe there cleaning, holding shit down. Like, why the fuck would I move out? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's just hard to bring women. You can't fucking take a house. I mean, I have some degree of respect to mom and dad's house. I'm just not gonna bring a slam piece in from the weekend and just be like, pound her in and, wake
Pound her in?
Yeah.
That's how you do it?
Yeah, just pop, bitch.
That's all you do? I think that's funny because as you like that.
I was like I've gotten a lot better since I was a 2-pump champ though.
Yeah, you were proud of it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I mean, losing my virginity at fucking 21 is not my greatest achievement, but when it happened, it happened.
Yeah.
After that, I became a fucking man whore.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You being in a fraternity, you'd expect to like get your cherry pops like right away. What happened?
You know what? I lacked confidence. I was very shy. I mean, I used to look like fucking Steve Urkel, fucking huge ass, thick ass glasses. I had to fucking act like a motherfucker. So one summer, I took the fucking Accutane pill.
Oh, yeah, chicken pox.
Yeah, thanks.
It's not herpes if it's everywhere. It's all over your fucking face.
I had chicken pox all over my face for 4 years.
7 years.
For 4 years. Oh, you guys are dicks.
Oh, holy shit.
And then I took that stupid pill that like fucks with your emotions and everything, and then I got the LASIK. So after that, I came back in the summer. I went from like a little fucking caterpillar
Dude, you went
the
full
cocoon to a
makeover, like fucking
butterfly, bro. Like,
You went from a 0 to a hero.
yeah, there you fucking go, dude. And after that, girls are looking to fuck, and I'm just like, no, I gotta save it till marriage.
Dude, you should be on Hallmark.
Until we fucking, me and my buddies were at the library and was like, this girl wants to fuck you. Are you gonna do it or not? I'm like, let's just flip a coin. If I get head, I get some head. Tail, I get the tail, dude. And it was 2 out of 3. And
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't even
That
go for the
makes so
third.
much
It was just
sense.
2
Wow.
was tail. And then guess what? The next one was fucking tail. So it was meant to happen. 2 seconds in. And then, yeah, that was it. But that was finals week, December 4th. I became a man.
I respect that. And where'd you graduate from?
UTEP.
You?
I graduated from UTEP as well, and then I went on and studied some more. But real quick, wait, did you just tell me that? How old were you when that happened?
21.
21?
Yeah.
All right, and then you were a stud after that, or what was it?
Yeah.
You were a man whore?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I was just double
For
checking.
the record.
For the record. Ever since then, pounding away as you were saying earlier.
Dude, there was this one girl that I was like, I was fucking around with, dude. And yeah, I think she's like a freshman in college. And you know, I had to welcome her in, and then she gives me shit because she's like, one time we're having like a group discussion. She's like, you know what? I'm never gonna suck a sock. So this girl's like,
explain socks.
Explain socks.
Uncircumcised dick. Ladies, I got an uncircumcised dick.
You should see his pussy. You should see his pussy.
So this girl's like, you know what? I would have never sucked an uncircumcised dick. And I'm like, you had that dick in your mouth. I'm playing this like in the back of my head, but I'm not saying anything because we're in a group. So I think,
of course, respect.
Yeah, and this girl's just like, yeah, I wouldn't suck an uncircumcised dick. I'm like, and I just text her. I'm like, I'm not circumcised, and I see her face. She's like, "What the fuck?" And she's all shook. So like after that, like,
she's Jewish?
No, she's not Jewish.
Nothing against that. I'm just saying.
What's wrong with Jews?
There's nothing wrong with Jews. I actually love Jews. I took a Judaism class, and it was like remarkable, fucking great to learn about different religions, different things like that. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I did it for comedic effect. I was wondering if she was. She was probably like, "Fuck, that ain't kosher. Fuck you, dude. I'm not touching it."
No, she wasn't Jewish. So that was a good thing, which I know it would have made it more even funnier if she was Jewish. So I told her, she's like one day I sent her like a text message, "Hey, let's hook up." And she's like, "No, it was a freshman mistake." You know, this was like, I think she was a sophomore, so like this bitch was like, I guess acting like her shit don't stink. So I'm like, "Hey, this fuck," and she's like, "You know what? No, it was a freshman mistake." And I'm like, "Look, you could unfollow me on Instagram, you could block me on Snapchat. You know what? You don't even have to answer my calls, but at the end of the day, you can't unsuck this dick."
And then, is that real? Are you just fucking...
No, fuck no, it was true. And she's like, fuck you, I'm over you. And I was like, alright. But like, I saw her at the bar, like, not the other day because we're in COVID, but probably like 2 years ago. And like, I could see the tension that she wanted to suck this dick again though.
What? I could see it on her face. It's written all over her face. It's on her forehead.
Forehead, on her
I bet
forehead.
she's probably listening to this right now and be like, I did not want to fucking touch that shit. Fuck no. I wouldn't touch that shit with your mouth. That's fucking horrible.
Oh, you really are a monster, honestly.
That's funny.
Hey, she did what she did.
She did what she did. That's
Sucked
good.
this
Oh my
dick.
god, she did.
Hey, but that brings up like other stuff. Like, dating for you is definitely different than for me. And I'm sure it's fucking way different for you. Because of not just the ages, but like what we're doing in life. Like it sets a whole different standard. Like, and then me after divorce is way different than the shit that you see. Like if we're both on like a dating app, we're looking for two totally fucking different things right now because of our age difference and where we're at. But they're all fucking liars, dude. Everyone's a fucking liar.
Yeah, you fucking show up at the door and you're expecting, you know, the girl that you saw online, the pictures, which fucking I hate that shit because it's all fucking angles. These fucking
It's
bitches
gross.
get an angle, all this shit. And you show up, it's like, who the fuck ate the girl I'm supposed to take out? Like,
dude, this one, and like, dude, I'm not some skinny guy or whatever. I post my shit, and I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's me, you know. And so when I see these pictures, like, I didn't know this shit, right? But this whole thing's weird because you're trying to meet people and say, oh, outside of my circle, kind of shit. You know, I want to meet some girl, and then they show you these pictures, and you're like, oh. And I didn't know, because I didn't know the fucking rules. Apparently there's rules. But if they take it at a certain angle and they're filtered, it's like run. Because it's fucking all lies. Like if you're going to take 3 hours to fix your face for a one-time snap so someone could see that shit, what do you think they're going to lie about of their other shit?
that's the worst part, dude. You fucking wake up to a girl and you're like, this is not what I took home last night. But granted, you had beer goggles. It's okay. At 10 o'clock they're at 2, but at 2 o'clock they're fucking 10.
But at least you saw it.
No. See, the thing is, you guys are wrong. Like when it comes to like dating and going online, why would you want to like go online or Instagram and like want to ask a girl on a date if you haven't even met her yet? Honestly, like I feel like, look, this is one of the reasons why I didn't have social media for a long time.
And
because
you're a pussy.
Yeah. Whatever. Look, so when I had social media, I don't know how to talk to girls. I felt like it was just weird, awkward, and then so I would send like memes and emojis. But you know what? I took a lot of L's. Honestly. So then I was like, you know what? Screw the online social stuff. I'd rather talk in person, get to know them, and then like, you know.
Well, that would be the ideal situation.
You kind of lose your people skills.
And how'd that work out?
Great, tremendous.
That was a little. You stuttered a little bit.
Everybody's all single. No.
I have a stuttering problem.
It's a tough world, bro. No, it's different. I think now more than ever, everybody feels entitled to have something because they want to be happy. And I think that's the difference is that...
Gay!
Yeah. No, but seriously, like, if you're going out, and Jorge's right, like, if we're going to go out and we're going to meet somebody, they're basically saying you're going to go to a bar or go out and meet somebody, hopefully that's cool, but do you really want to meet someone there? No. It's nice when you go to a fucking other place when you meet somebody, like, naturally, the way people used to. But our circles are smaller now, so, like, online, the only thing that's good about it is you get to meet people that you normally probably wouldn't meet, which is why I did it. But then I realized it's a big facade, and most of these people don't even want to date. They just need attention. So it's another social media bullshit where people, like, put a facade, bunch of fake pictures, bunch of fake profiles. Nobody fucking hikes. Everybody's like, I'm a fucking hiker. I work out. You don't do dick. Like, how the fuck did you hike for 30 miles and still get fat? It doesn't fucking make sense. Your hiking is fucking hard. Like, that shit fucking blows. I wouldn't want to fucking do it. And it's like, there's no way.
You need special boots in that for that
You need
shit.
everything. That's a fucking weird hobby. And then here where the fucking snakes will bite you, fuck all that. But there's no way people do that shit. But they talk about it all the time. The ones that really fucking trip me out are the ones that are like posting pictures of all these vacation spots. And I'm like, that's fucking sweet. How the fuck did you do all these things? You're a fucking waitress. How the fuck did you do it? And I'm like,
hustling.
I do not.
Sugar daddy.
Fucking full of shit liars, dude. Oh,
Nah, there's hustlers. Did you ever hear the way mom and dad met, honestly?
Had a bull ring?
Not a boring.
Yeah. Did you ever tell the story, though?
He started speaking English?
No, she thought he was Arab.
Yeah, she thought he was an Arab.
Because of chest hair.
Yeah, and his dark hair.
And also because of the way he talks.
Yeah, he's a little, well, I mean.
You know what? Here's the thing with online dating. Like, now you just, like, that's the world where it goes to. Like, just think about it. It's just the power of this little shit device that costs you $800. But it just depends what value it has. For other people, it has minimal value. For others, it has more value. But what I'm getting at is that people need to go to their phones no matter what. What happens when a fucking fight breaks out? They go to their phone. Instead of helping the individual that's getting this shit kicked in.
That's fucked
now,
up.
I'm going to get my phone and submit it to this fucking
that's a great point.
website.
We should talk about
and
that.
I'm going to think I'm a fucking hero here. But at the end of the day, you're fucking humiliating one person. And then the second thing is you're not even fucking helping the guy. Like, what kind of fucking world is this? Like, we're going, like, and that's the worst part. So, not so much that why am I doing online dating? It's just adapting to it.
It's adapting to different things. I think what you said, I mean, fuck the online dating thing. What you said right now is actually really interesting. I feel really fucked up about that. That I more and more see on Instagram, social media, other places where people are seeing women get beat, people get beat up, like treated like shit, and nobody does anything. Like the miracle ones are like once in a blue moon you'll see that video where someone actually stepped up and did something good. But the majority of it, 90% of the content is negative and it's fucked up and people doing fucked up shit. And then the person recording it is like, you could have said something or done something or anything.
You could have not picked up the phone.
Or just helped out, you know? But that's where I'm scared of what people are doing to their kids today, because I think people should stand up for what they believe in. Whether it's right or wrong, it's their belief. If you want to stand up for it, that's one thing. But watching shit like that happen to me is disgraceful. Like, how can you see a woman get beat up and then let it happen? I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think you're right too. I think we're living in a world where it's just a joke. Like everything's a joke nowadays, and it makes no sense. You could probably go up to someone and say, "Oh, I have AIDS," and they probably laugh. Like, "Oh, that's crazy." Me too.
Instead of being like, "Hey, do you need a fucking doctor? I have a recommendation." Nah, you have AIDS. Get away from me.
No, yeah, but I mean, like with the fighting thing, people need to take more action. But have you guys ever seen a fight and took an action?
Yeah, I think most of the fights that I was involved were on me, but I had to take action at a time because either you do something or you don't. The weirdest one where I didn't have to do something and I did was a long time ago when we used to go to Juarez to party in the teenagers. And I went to Juarez one time and I didn't know the culture as much, and apparently this shit happens all the time. And people just ignore it. And they're like, "Oh, whatever, that's his wife, that's his life." And I'm like, that's cool. But me seeing a woman get slapped around wasn't fun for me. So I watched it and I jumped in and I insulted the guy, confronted him about it. I was a lot bigger than him. And so he backed off and he let her go. The whole night went through. I kept partying my whole night. I'm leaving the bar and I shit you not, this really happened. I'm walking out and this guy, I didn't see it, but the guy next to me like moved around. I said, "Hey, what's up?" Because he bumped into me, and because I moved, a bottle flew and hit him in the face. It was meant for me. It hit him in the face. It cut his whole eye. It was that guy. He threw it and ran. But because of me, that guy had his eye all smashed in and all cut up. So I took him in the hospital in Mexico. I don't know how I did it. How I got back.
Drunk.
But yeah, I was drinking that night, and I shouldn't have done what I did. But because I felt bad, you know. And the thing is, like, you have to know where you're at, what you're doing, and not place yourself in that kind of position. But where do you draw the line? Like, how do you know what you're doing ethically is right, morally is right, but could cost you something too? And that's where we get at today now. It's like, I really admire the people that do the right thing. You don't see it that much anymore. Like, what is the right thing? It's helping other people. And I like to teach. That's my profession. I'm an instructional specialist now, so I teach more teachers than I do kids. But at the time that I did it, I mostly did it because I really love helping people.
Would you say one of our duties, not as humans, just in general, is to serve the community, serve other people?
What do you think?
You have to, man. You have to have some type of, like, I want to say, right word. I mean, we lose a lot. Due diligence, just as it's morally right, but what I've seen is that doing the right thing backfires 9 out of 10 times. Because it's sometimes you're looking out for a friend and you tell a friend something and you tell them something and it kicks back because of this or that. So the thing is that sometimes I feel like we put responsibility on ourselves to do it, but sometimes it doesn't go the way we want it or it backfires. Sometimes that's why I'm like, fuck, should I even consider doing this good deed? You know, sometimes there's good deeds where you can do something and nothing will come back to bite us. If, like, just say for instance the homeless guy, you gave him cash. Example. Nothing's gonna happen. I mean, that's on him, whatever he does with his cash, but if you're doing your deed, then that's it.
That's one thing that I admire about my brother Jorge, about you. I remember thinking about this before, and I wasn't as giving as you. You and my dad have that in common very much. I have it a little, but not as much as you do. And I've seen it. Like, I remember one time we were playing sports, we were out playing soccer tennis at the park. You and I are hanging out. We go back to buy some Gatorades, and then we come back. And then on the way out, you know, I was waiting for you to bring it over, and you go to the nearest bum, and then, I shouldn't say bum, but homeless person, and they're needing. And so you give them the drinks and don't bring us any, even though I gave you the money to go buy it.
You selfish.
And I was like, you fucker, I'm fucking thirsty, bitch. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I admire that because I'm like, we have water at home. We have other things. And to that point, when this whole COVID shit happened, the one thing that I've noticed the most out of everything is, like, people, it throws me off how much people want to get back to normal, and the normal is not normal. Like, it's not there anymore. Like, accept it in the sense of, yes, we wanted to go back to where everybody could just be with everybody. My biggest thing was, let's go back to being able to see our family without being scared that somebody can get sick.
Go back to eat some fucking pussy.
And ass. No, but like without feeling like you'll die after. Like, yeah, fuck it, that'd be cool to hook up with some chick right now, but then the next 3 days you're gonna be like, oh shit, I could die. And it's like, was it worth it? And you're like, for money, nothing. But for pussy, I'd die anything. Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
No, but I mean, touching up on that, I feel like we all have that trait from dad as to, like, being helpful. And you guys have probably experienced it more on the road, like just having more knowledge of dad, and like, that's what I want to touch up on. But one thing that he's taught me as well is, like, growing up in life, when you're married and stuff, you could, like, be the most nicest person in the world, you know, have all these friends. But when you grow up and you have your family, you lose all your friends. Or, like, there's some friends that you thought were going to be there for you and they weren't there for you. Mm-hmm. And as nice as you are, like, as nice as you can be sometimes, even in business too, it doesn't have to be like as a friendship, even in business, like, somehow, like, something always comes back to haunt you. And I don't know if, like, that's like karma or whatnot, but, like, it just, to me, that kind of, like, trips me out, how much dad nice is, and, like, how nice dad is, and, like, all that stuff.
Well, that's the difference between America and different countries. Like, he's bringing cultures and things from where he's from with an ideology of how things work. Let's be real. In America, it's fucking cutthroat. Business is the most cutthroat thing there is. In any part of the world, it's in America. Everybody copies us. Everybody wants to be like us, and then we're the one outsourcing all our shit, right? Because that's how you make a lot of money. But it's biting us right now. Part of it is my dad's too nice, and that's not good for business. And Hector fucking knows that. It's cutthroat. Like, some people are really, really fucked up when it comes to making money. They lie to you, they tell you, and all of a sudden you get dicked out of money. The whole handshake shit went out the window years ago. I remember a guy came over trying to do a business with my dad, and I told him, don't fuck over my dad because I'm paying attention. Like, I can speak English, I can confront the situation. I told him, don't dick over what you just said that we were going to do in business, right? And the guy's like, oh, this and that. So I was watching over the whole thing, and I'm telling Dad, like, I don't know how I feel about it. But my dad, like, oh, trust him. And I was like, okay, I don't know much about business, but you do. But because of his personality, it doesn't go well sometimes because most people will do what it takes to make that money. And that's what happens with that type of business. It's sometimes emotions and your logic cannot coincide. Like, you have to have a different mentality to make money than you do to be helpful. It's hard to do both. And the ones that do both, it's amazing. That's the goal.
Working with Dad, and you worked with him a lot of years, especially going on the trips, what did you experience?
Culture shock. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to realize El Paso is isolated. El Paso, there's nothing to the north of it other than Alamogordo, that's 2 hours, and even then, that's like a little shithole. And then you go to Las Cruces, small too. I don't know, I just don't like New Mexico. Sorry, fucking shitty Aggies over there. And then, you know, fucking what's the nearest thing is like San Angelo, even that's small, but the closest big city is like San Antonio. And you go to what? You go up north, you get Lubbock, a bunch of rednecks and shit. Like, that doesn't fucking work out. So the thing is, like, when you go up north, you see like how people work, how people operate, and the thing is, like, at the end of the day, like, you go over there and you're trying to make a deal, because sometimes it's not even guaranteed. People don't give a fuck if you drove 500 miles with a van full of employees and just, hey, we're here to fucking take buses down here. They don't give a shit. And that's the thing. Dad feels sometimes like, the thing is, he feels if he's putting in, or how he sees things, other people see it that way. But they don't. Like you said, people here are very cutthroat. Doing business in the States is very different from doing business in Mexico. But it's all fucked up everywhere you go. But the thing is that at the end of the day, to be successful in business, you have to take emotions out of it. So you just have to see it black and white. Like, if it's gonna work, it's not. And that's where I have conflict with Dad, because I see it black and white. Like, the thing is that he's built his business around his ideals, and the way he operates is on pretty much ways and ethics that were gone a long time ago, versus people now are, you know, they're like prostitutes. Where the fucking cash is at, that's where they're gonna go suck some dick. But that's not how Dad sees it, because he's a man of his word. If he says he's gonna deliver something and shit hits the fan over here, he's still gonna find 10 different ways to deliver this product, because he put his word on it. But some other people would say, hey, it didn't work out,
cut your losses,
get out, and just deal with it in court or something. But the thing is, Dad doesn't do that. So that's the difference between him and the way people work, because I see it in his eyes, and I see it in a lot of people's too when I do their taxes and shit, that a lot of people, you could just see like the way they work, it's very similar, but they're in the position they are because the way they are. And they're not looking out for the best interest, they're looking out for the client's best interest. A lot of people don't do that because they always look out for their pocket. And, you know, I've worked with some shitty people.
Dude, I'm telling you, let me tell you about that. When I was younger, there's a difference between Hector and myself working with my dad. When I worked with my dad, I just did everything he asked me to do. I didn't ask questions, I just fucking did it. Sometimes I translated, sometimes I did actual business deals. I remember at times I had $5,000 in my pocket. I was like 13 years old. Another time I was 17 years old, I had like $10,000 in my pocket. And it was to pay employees, to do this, to do that. I had a responsibility that was bigger than what I think most people understand. And never would I have taken like a cent or money or anything from my dad, because it was a family business thing. And it was like everybody's working together. And to think what people do with their money now, and to have like $10,000 at the age of 15, 16, 17, whatever, and you're in like those ages.
We could have bought like, fucking weed, Reggie.
You could have done anything with it. Anything with that money. And it's like, that's not even your second thought, you know? That's not what you're thinking when it's like money hungry people. Then you hit the lowest of the lows, you know? When you have money, it's great. When you don't, it's hard because you're used to it.
Dad's business was going good.
Ooh.
He bought Mom a brand new Excursion, and he bought Lloyd that brand new
I went to
Mustang.
private school.
You went to a private school, Cathedral.
Some of that? I was in fucking pre.
Oh,
You went to Paris?
We were all fucking in private.
Dude, you went to Paris? It was great.
Yeah, I didn't get my dick sucked over there, but I was
But
in
you had
Paris.
money to go, dude.
But I didn't have niggas in Paris.
Oh fuck! All right, so shut up. So
Jay-Z
anyway,
and Kanye made a song about it.
you're right, Mabina. All right, it cancels. But like no, going back to what I said. So
69, 69, 69 is a cut.
that's Hector's phone code for everybody that wants to know why he said 69, 69, 69. Yep, that's his mind. But why do you think it all played out like that? You know, Dad and his partner, everything was going good, business was going good, and then out of nowhere, stole I don't know how much money, and then that's when kind of like life.
Well, here's the thing. It's like from the nonsense that I heard, that guy was my godfather, which was my dad's business partner, which is really sad because I don't really remember him except for the shit that he did that was wrong. But it's not even
your godfather?
But it's not. Yeah, it's not even the blame game though. Like Dad has fault in certain things too, and it's not because of trust issues or this or that. It's you got to read your crowd, man. Like, if he knew the guy was irresponsible, giving money to other women and whores and people on the street and shit like that.
That's someone's daughter.
That's someone's daughter and mother. Yeah.
Just say.
Yeah, you respect women now? That's you now? Okay.
Oh,
anyway, I'm the one, like, trying to pretend he's going hottest and he's over here like, fuck these bitches. Anyways,
I'm gonna flip a coin for her.
Anyway.
Hey, that's fucked up.
And that was brilliant though, what you said.
Makes sense. Well, I mean, anyways, back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Let's kind of talk about that. Everybody needs to do what they need to do to make themselves happy. The COVID thing that showed me something that was crazy was that most people are selfish in one way or another.
All the fucking time.
All the time. I know, but this
Yo.
is like a deeper level though, because there's a selfishness where it could cost someone's life, and that's the hard part. Like the other stuff is like whatever, it costs you money because some people can throw it away, some people whatever. At the end of the day though, most Americans live better than most people around the world. I never thought this shit would come home. I never thought it was going to come here, even though they told me it would. I never saw it. I saw those masks in fucking Japan and in China and Asian countries and other places. The fucking mask isn't even for you. It's for them to not spread it to you. They're being respectful. And we used to shit on them. Look what happened during 9/11. We shit on a bunch of Arab people. What do you think's gonna happen to the Asian community with this shit? They're gonna get shit on. We're calling them fucking bat soup sandwich eating motherfuckers already. And it's fucked up. And that's what I keep hearing. And you keep hearing, and people act like it's normal. But yet they're telling you, don't fucking do this shit because you're gonna kill somebody. And people are still like, I can't wait for them to open the goddamn gyms. You know, it's like, you can't step away from it. You still wanna live your life. And you don't care who gets in the way until it happens to you. And I think that's the shitty part.
Yeah, this is definitely dark times. Especially, I mean, it goes back to the mass shooting. Everybody's like, El Paso strong. But you know what? That's all bullshit. Like, I fucking knew it. Like, people are always here, like, I'm gonna have your back and shit. But, like, you know, I was always a critic. I mean, I wasn't very vocal about it. You know, I was just like, if this is what people think about El Paso strong, then this is their ideal. But my thing is that there's a mass shooting of 23 people unfortunately lose their lives, right?
Yeah, very sad.
You lose their lives and you have a movement of El Paso strong.
Just to them.
But how the fuck do you have a movement when your people look at other people getting their ass kicked? Like when other people go fucking social media and they wake up to things Sunday morning because they saw this page FitFam and be like, hey, did you see this guy get his ass kicked? Like, it's fucked up. And that's why after that I was like, how the fuck do people say El Paso strong? It's bullshit.
I was just
People-
mad that they try to make money off the fucking shirts and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, 20-some people died, and now everybody's selling the shirts, and people, I get it because they're emotionally involved and they want the city to unite. Americans do this all the time, and that's not just in El Paso, it's everywhere.
It's fucked up.
It's cultural.
They come together when shit happens, but other than that, they don't. And it's like,
It's like a funeral.
I'm gonna touch up on something you said earlier. Earlier, you said the word redneck, and I was like, fuck. If a white person hears that shit, offensively or not, for certain people, because that usually doesn't happen with reverse racism, you're offending somebody because like throwing the N-word out, right? And you're like, I'm not gonna say it because I don't offend black people. Just like when I get called other things, I don't feel
Spick.
offended. You know what?
my God.
I haven't been called. Dude, this is funny because we live in El Paso. I've never been called spick, beaner, frijolero, front, all the fucking fucked up shit. I haven't been called any of that ever. So I don't know what that feels like, but
I do.
I feel like there's a different shit when you fucking leave a border city. I told somebody recently, you're lucky to live here.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, why? It's like, because we are the majority and we're a minority in this city. Like, in this city, we own shit. Fucking black people, white people, red, whatever fucking color you want can come here and they're not going to win. Because 98% numbers win. Like, we're lucky. But when you leave here,
Austin.
you see some shit.
You go to Austin,
Oh my
Alabama.
God, you see some shit.
Dude, I drove through Mississippi. Holy fuck, dude. I walked into a gas station like, you're just here to put gas and here to fucking walk away. Just here to put gas and walk away. You could see like this fucking hate in people's eyes, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Cheers.
Like, this shit is real.
No, it's
And then
weird, right?
people don't see that shit. They're like, what the fuck? Like, racism doesn't exist.
Oh.
And then I'm like, nah, fuck no, dude. This shit fucking, this is real.
You can't escape it. And the thing about it is, Americans and everywhere, not just in all, but everywhere, should realize that this country is a racist country and don't pretend like it's not. Everything that we do is racist as fuck.
Ain't got that fire.